Baby, there's something I've been holding inside for a long time. I've been carrying it quietly, pretending like I'm fine, but the truth is, it's been eating me up from the inside. I never wanted to tell you because I didn't want to bring sadness into your world. You've always been my peace, my calm, my escape from everything heavy. But tonight, I need to be honest. I need you to hear what's really going on inside me. I need you to know the truth about my family, about the pain I've been hiding behind my smile. You know how I always tell you that I'm okay, that everything's fine. I say that because I don't want to worry you, but baby, the truth is, things at home haven't been fine for a long time. There's been a distance growing between me and my family, a silence that hurts deeper than words can describe. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in the same house, but in a completely different world. There are days when no one talks, when everyone's just trying to hold it together, pretending that the love is still there. But it's not the same anymore. I've tried so hard to fix things, to make them see me, to make them understand how I feel. But every time I open up, it turns into an argument, or worse, into that cold silence where no one says anything at all. It's the kind of silence that screams louder than shouting ever could. And every night, I lie there thinking, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. I can't even count the number of times I've held back tears, just to seem strong. But baby, there are nights when I completely break down, quietly, so no one can hear me. Sometimes I put my phone down, stare at the ceiling, and just wish I could talk to you, tell you everything. Because you're the only one who listens with your heart. You're the only one who makes me feel seen, even when I'm falling apart. You have no idea how much your presence means to me. When you talk to me, when you say my name in that soft, caring way, it makes me forget everything for a while. You make me feel like I can breathe again, like I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be real. You're the only person who makes me feel like I don't have to hide behind a smile anymore. I grew up in a family where emotions weren't talked about. Everyone just buried their pain. My dad, he's a good man, but he's hard to understand. He loves deeply but doesn't know how to show it. My mom, she's tired, emotionally and physically. She carries everything silently, just like I do. And I guess I learned that from her, to stay quiet, to act strong, even when my heart feels like it's breaking. Sometimes I wish I could just sit with them, tell them how I really feel, tell them how much I love them, even though we're all so distant now. But I can't. Every time I try, my voice shakes, and I end up keeping it all inside again. And baby, it hurts. It hurts more than I can put into words. Because all I ever wanted was a family that understood me, not just what I do, but who I really am inside. You know what makes it even harder? The fact that they don't know about the things that really matter to me. They don't know how much I love writing, how much I love speaking to people, or how deeply I feel things. They just see the surface, the version of me they created. But you see beyond that. You see the parts of me that no one else does. And that's why I'm telling you all this. Because with you, I don't have to hide anymore. There were days when I almost gave up, when I thought about walking away from everything. But then you came into my life, and suddenly everything felt lighter. You don't even realize how many times your messages saved me from breaking down. Sometimes when I read your words, it feels like a hand reaching out, pulling me back from the edge. You gave me something my own family couldn't give me, understanding, and that's why it scares me sometimes. Because I depend on you more than I should. You've become my comfort, my peace, my escape from all the noise. I don't know if that's fair to you, but it's the truth. When everything feels too heavy, I think of you. Your smile, your warmth, your voice, and it gives me strength to keep going. You're my reminder that love can still exist, even when everything around me feels broken. There's something about the way you listen, the way you care, You don't judge, you don't interrupt. You just feel, and sometimes that's all I need. Someone who feels me, not someone who tries to fix me, but someone who just understands. You've become that for me, baby. You've become home. The kind of home that isn't built from walls but from presence, from understanding, from love. You know, it's strange how sometimes we find family in people who aren't even related to us. That's what you've become to me. Family. Not the kind that fights or misunderstands, but the kind that stays, listens, and loves quietly. When I talk to you, it feels like everything broken inside me starts to heal a little, like I'm allowed to be vulnerable again. But still, there's this ache I can't get rid of. The thought that my real family doesn't see this side of me, the side that's alive, open, full of love. They don't know how much I'm hurting. They don't know that I stay awake at night, thinking about how to make things right. They don't know that sometimes I cry silently, wishing things could go back to how they used to be. And maybe that's why I needed to tell you all this tonight. Because I can't keep pretending anymore. I can't keep carrying this weight alone. You're the only person I trust enough to open up to. You're the only one who makes me believe that maybe, just maybe, I'm not too hard to love. So if I ever seem distant, if I ever pull away or go quiet, please don't take it personally. It's not you. It's just me trying to keep everything together. Some days the weight feels too heavy, and I don't know how to handle it. But I promise you, no matter what happens, you'll always be the person I turn to in my heart. Because you're not just my peace, baby. You're my strength. There's still so much I haven't said. So much I want to tell you about what's really been going on. About the nights I sat in the dark. About the things I wish I could change. About how sometimes I just want to run away and start fresh. But maybe I'll tell you the rest another time. For now, I just needed you to know that behind my smile, behind my laughter, there's a story. And you're the only one I trust with it. You've become the light that keeps me going. And even though I'm still learning how to heal, knowing that you're here, that somewhere out there you care, it's enough to keep me holding on. So tonight, I just want to say thank you, baby, for listening, for staying, for loving me when I couldn't even love myself. You have no idea how much that means to me. You've become my reason to believe again, not just in love, but in life. And even though I don't have everything figured out yet, as long as I have you to talk to, I know I'll be okay. Baby, I didn't realize how much I needed to tell you all of this until now. After I said everything last time, I felt like a weight was lifted off my chest. But at the same time, there's still so much more that I've been holding inside. I didn't want to overwhelm you or make you feel sad, but I also can't keep pretending like everything's okay when my heart feels like it's constantly torn between love and pain. You deserve to know more about what's been going on in my life, because if you're going to understand me, the real me, then you should know everything, not just the parts that are easy to talk about. The truth is, things with my family haven't just been difficult, they've been completely breaking me. It's not just distance or silence anymore. It's misunderstanding, disappointment, and words that cut deeper than anyone realizes. Every time I try to open up to them, they make me feel small, like my feelings don't matter. It's like no matter how much I try to be a good son, no matter how hard I try to keep peace, it's never enough. They always find something wrong with what I do, or how I live, or even who I talk to. And baby, what hurts the most is that they don't understand you. They don't understand what you mean to me. They think I'm just distracted, or lost, or wasting time on something that won't last. But they don't know how wrong they are. They don't know that you're the reason I'm still standing, that your voice, your presence, your warmth have become my safe place. There have been arguments, big ones, I try not to show it, but they've been tearing me apart inside. Sometimes I come to you smiling, joking, pretending to be fine, but behind that smile, my heart is tired. Tired of trying to make them proud. Tired of trying to explain things they'll never understand. I wish I could tell them how much peace you bring me, how much better I've become since you entered my life. But they wouldn't get it. They think love is a weakness. But you've shown me that it's the strongest thing a person can have. You know what's crazy? The more my world falls apart, the more I crave your presence. There are days when I sit alone, phone in my hand, staring at your messages, reading them again and again. Because even in text, I feel your love. I can feel your care in every word. Every "are you okay?" Every "please take care of yourself." Those small words mean more to me than anything I've heard in a long time. They remind me that someone out there genuinely cares. But baby, sometimes it's not easy to let you see the broken parts of me. I don't want you to think I'm weak, or that my life is all pain. I want to be your strength, your comfort, your happiness, not someone who brings you down. That's why I often stay quiet about what's happening at home. But deep down, I know that keeping things from you isn't fair. You've given me honesty, love, and trust, and you deserve the same from me. There's something else I need to say. Lately, my family situation has been getting worse. My dad barely talks to me anymore. We used to have moments where we'd laugh, where we'd just sit together in silence and still feel close. But now, that silence feels cold. It feels like a wall between us. He's disappointed in me. I can see it in his eyes. He doesn't say it, but I can feel it. And my mom, she's caught in between. She tries to hold everything together, but I can tell she's tired too. Sometimes I just want to hug her and tell her that I understand, that I know she's doing her best. But she's built her own walls, just like I have, so I stay quiet. I go to my room, sit there, and let the thoughts flood my mind. That's usually when I think about you the most. You've become that voice in my head that tells me to keep going. The one that reminds me, I'm not alone, and I don't think you even realize how powerful that is. You've become the light that guides me through the darkest parts of my days. Sometimes I imagine you here, sitting next to me, your hand resting on mine, your voice softly telling me it's going to be okay. I imagine you listening without judging, just being there, and it calms me, because that's who you are. You don't need to fix everything. Your presence alone makes things better. You have this magic about you, baby. You don't even have to try. You just exist. And suddenly everything starts to make sense again. But you know what scares me? The thought of losing you. The thought of one day you getting tired of my problems, my chaos, my silence. Because even though I try to be strong, I know I can be hard to understand sometimes. I know I pull away when things get heavy. I know I get quiet, and maybe that makes you feel like I don't care. But I do, more than I can ever explain. Every time I go silent, I'm fighting battles inside that I don't have words for. But even in those moments, I'm thinking about you. You've become part of my prayers. Every night, before I sleep, I talk to God about you. I tell him how thankful I am that he brought you into my life, and I ask him to protect you. Even if you don't know I do it. You see, I don't just love you because of what you do for me. I love you because of who you are. The kind of person who loves without conditions, who understands without needing explanations, who stays even when everything feels uncertain. There are moments when I wish I could just bring you here, into my world. Even for a day, show you everything I've been going through, let you see the truth with your own eyes. Maybe then you'd understand why sometimes my messages come late, or why my energy feels off. It's not that I'm ignoring you, it's that I'm trying to survive through things that I can't even explain. But even then, you're still the person I think about first and last, every day. You know, baby, sometimes I wonder why life brought you to me during one of my hardest phases. Maybe it's because God knew I needed someone like you. Someone who would understand without me having to speak. Someone who would remind me what love really feels like. Maybe that's His way of showing me that I'm not forgotten. That even when family doesn't understand me, He sent someone who does. And even now, while I'm saying all this, I feel this mix of emotions, sadness, love, fear, gratitude, all blending together. Because I don't know where this road will lead. But I do know one thing, I don't want to walk it without you. You've become my reason to keep going, and even when I can't see the future clearly, I know that as long as you're in it somehow, I'll be okay. I want you to know that everything I'm doing, every step I take, every moment I push through, I do it with the hope of one day making you proud. I want to become someone worthy of the love you give me so easily. I want to build a life where we don't have to hide from pain, where we can just be free, to love, to laugh, to live. And maybe one day, when things settle, when my family finally understands who I am, I'll bring you to meet them. I'll tell them, this is the person who stood by me when no one else did. This is the reason I didn't give up. I want them to see what I see, the heart that changed everything for me. But until that day comes, I just want you to keep being here. I don't need anything else from you, just your presence, your love, your patience. Because with you, even my worst days feel a little softer. So tonight, I'm not asking you to fix anything. I just want you to hold this truth, that you mean more to me than you could ever imagine. That even when I don't say much, my heart is always talking to you. You're the calm inside my chaos, baby. You're the one thing that still feels real in a world that's falling apart. And if there's one thing I'm sure of in this entire mess, it's this. I don't want to lose you. Not now. Not ever. Baby, I don't even know how to begin this part. Because every time I talk about my family, it feels like I'm opening a wound I never wanted you to see, but I promised you honesty, didn't I? You always told me that real love means showing every side of yourself, even the broken parts, and I've kept that in my heart. So tonight, I just want to talk to you like I'm sitting right next to you, my head down, my voice low, just being real with you. No filters, no pretending to be strong, just me and you. You know, when you first came into my life, I thought I could hide everything behind my smile. All the fights, all the pressure, all the silence that filled my house at night. But you saw right through me. You could always tell when something was wrong. Even when I said I was fine. That's when I realized how much I needed someone like you. Someone who could see my pain without me having to explain it. The truth is, my family hasn't been the same for a long time. There's this distance that no one talks about. This tension that never really goes away. Everyone tries to act like it's fine, but deep down, we all know it's not. There are things that have been said that can't be taken back, and sometimes I feel like I'm stuck in the middle, trying to fix something that was broken long before I was even old enough to understand it. I try to stay strong for them. I try to be the one who keeps everyone together. But lately, it's been getting harder. It's like the more I give, the less of myself I have left. And when I can't take it anymore, I find myself thinking of you, your voice, your calm, your warmth. You're the only place where I can breathe, where I can just be me without feeling like I'm disappointing anyone. There's something about you, baby. Something that makes me feel safe. I don't even have to explain myself. You just get it. When I tell you I'm tired, you don't try to fix it. You just listen. You don't tell me to be strong. You tell me it's okay to be human. And that's what keeps me going. But I need you to know something. There are nights when I cry silently, not because I'm weak, but because I feel like I'm losing control. My family looks at me like I'm supposed to have all the answers, like I'm the one who'll make everything okay again. And I try. God knows I try. But deep down I just wish someone would hold me and say, you don't have to fix everything. You've done that for me without even realizing it. Your words, your faith in me, it's what gives me strength when I feel like I have none left. You make me believe that maybe, just maybe, I can find peace in the middle of the chaos. You remember the night I told you I couldn't sleep. You asked me if it was because of them, and I couldn't even answer, because yes, it was. It always is. There's always this guilt, this weight of wanting to be enough for everyone. But the truth is, sometimes I just want to run away from it all. I want to be with you, somewhere quiet, where I don't have to pretend that everything's fine. You're the one person who makes me feel like I'm allowed to be real. I don't have to smile when I don't want to. I don't have to hide when I'm breaking inside. You see me, the version of me that even my family doesn't see. And that's why this connection between us feels so different, so deep, so alive. I can't even explain it. But when I hear your voice, something in me calms down. It's like all the noise fades away. The fights, the disappointments, the loneliness, everything just disappears for a while. You bring peace into my world, and I don't even think you realize how much you mean to me. Sometimes I imagine what it would be like if you were really here, sitting beside me, your hand resting on mine. I'd tell you everything, every secret, every fear, every truth I've been holding back. I'd tell you how tired I am of pretending that I'm okay when I'm not. I'd tell you how much I wish I could just let go and rest my heart with you. You know, my mom always used to tell me that love isn't about perfection, it's about patience. And I think she was right, because you've been patient with me. You've stayed even when I pushed you away, even when I didn't know how to talk about what was going on. You never judged me. You just stayed. And that's something I'll never forget. There's something I want to confess. Something I haven't said before. Every time I hear my family arguing, I close my eyes and imagine your voice. It's the only thing that keeps me from breaking. I picture you saying, "It's okay, baby. You're not alone." And somehow that gives me the courage to face another day. But sometimes I worry. I worry that my problems might push you away, that maybe one day you'll get tired of my silence, my moods, my distance. I don't want to bring this darkness into your world. You deserve light, peace, happiness. Yet here I am holding on to you like you're the only thing keeping me from falling apart. Because in a way, you are. There's something about your love that feels like healing. It's gentle, it's patient, it's forgiving. And I think that's what my soul has been searching for. Not perfection, not answers, but someone who sees me even when I'm lost. You've been that for me. You've been my peace in a world that feels like it's constantly falling apart. Baby, if you're listening right now, I want you to know that I don't take you for granted. Every time you ask if I'm okay, every time you check up on me when I go silent, that means more to me than you'll ever know. You've become my safe place, my home, my reason to keep going. Sometimes I wonder if you really understand how much you've changed my life. You came in at a time when everything was heavy, and without even trying, you became my reason to smile again. And I can't thank you enough for that. You know, maybe that's what real love is. Not about grand gestures or perfect moments, but about being there when it's hard. About holding someone's heart gently, even when it's cracked. And that's what you've done for me. You've held me through my silence, through my pain, through my fear. I don't know where all this is going. I don't have all the answers. But I know this, you're special. You're the kind of person who comes once in a lifetime. And if I ever lose you, I don't think I'll ever find this feeling again. So for now, I just want you to stay. Stay close. Even if it's just through words, even if it's just through a screen. Stay because your presence alone gives me strength. I didn't know I had. Maybe one day when all of this settles, when my family finds peace and my heart finally heals, I'll look into your eyes and tell you everything I couldn't say now. I'll tell you how much you saved me without even realizing it. Until then, just know this, you're the calm in my storm, the light in my dark, the reason I still believe in something good. And no matter what happens, no matter how heavy life gets, you'll always have a place in my heart. One that no one else could ever fill. Because baby, when everything falls apart, you're the only one who makes me want to hold on. Baby, this is the part that's hardest for me to say. The part I've been holding back. Not because I don't trust you, but because it hurts too much to put into words. I've always been the one trying to hold everything together. The one who smiles when I'm breaking, who acts strong when I'm exhausted inside. But tonight, I can't pretend anymore. Not with you. You're the only one I can be honest with. You know, lately I've been thinking a lot about what family really means. Because sometimes the people who are supposed to love you the most are the same ones who hurt you without even realizing it. They don't mean to. But their words, their silence, their expectations, they cut deep. I've spent so much of my life trying to make them proud, trying to earn their love, trying to be enough. But no matter what I do, it feels like it's never quite enough. And maybe that's why I hold on to you the way I do. Because with you, I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to earn your care. It's just there. You don't ask me to be perfect. You just ask me to be real. And that's something I never had before. You've become that part of my life that feels safe, even when everything else is chaos. Sometimes, when I'm sitting alone, I replay our conversations in my head. The way you say my name, the way your tone softens when you ask if I'm okay. Those moments mean everything to me. You make me feel like I belong somewhere, like I can finally stop pretending and just breathe. There's something you should know though. Some nights, when the house is silent, I find myself staring at the ceiling, wondering if I'll ever be free from all this. The pressure, the guilt, the endless trying. It never seems to stop. But then I think of you. I think of your kindness, your voice, your faith in me. And suddenly I feel like maybe, just maybe, I can make it through another day. You've become my reason to keep going. And that scares me a little. Because I don't want you to ever feel like you have to carry my pain. You deserve happiness, peace, and light. But somehow you've managed to bring all that into my life without even trying. You've given me something I didn't think I'd ever find again. Hope. Sometimes I wish I could show you what your presence does to me. How your messages make my heart slow down when everything feels like it's spinning out of control. How your words heal wounds that my own family couldn't even see. You've given me something they never could. Peace of mind. I don't know what tomorrow will look like. I don't know if the problems at home will ever go away completely. But I do know one thing, you've changed me. You've reminded me that even in the middle of all this pain, there's still love, still beauty, still something worth holding on to. I want you to know, baby, that every time I close my eyes, I see you. Not just your face, but your warmth, your heart, your understanding. You're the person who makes the world feel less heavy, and I don't ever want to lose that. You've taught me that love isn't about fixing each other's brokenness. It's about being there, even when things are falling apart. It's about holding someone's heart gently and saying, "You're not alone." That's what you've done for me. You've held me together in ways I can't even explain. So if you ever doubt your place in my life, don't. You're not just someone I talk to. You're the reason I still believe that good things can exist, even in broken places. You've been my calm, my light, my peace. And maybe one day, when everything finally makes sense, I'll get to hold your hand and tell you all of this face to face. I'll tell you how you saved me without even knowing it. How your love became my shelter when I had nowhere else to go. But until then, just stay. Stay close. Stay the way you are. Because as long as you're here, I'll keep fighting through everything. One day, one breath, one heartbeat at a time. You've been my strength when I had none left, my reason when I was lost, and my comfort when I couldn't even speak. And for that, I'll love you in ways words will never be enough to explain.